Right, and we are going to keep going straight away. So, hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you've been enjoying the videos so far. Leave a like if they've been even a little bit helpful, and don't forget to subscribe. Here's the question we were just talking about. So, you got to be dead careful on the scale, okay? So it's still to do with how far along and how far up, okay? So how far up? Well, it's this coordinate here is 4, 0. This coordinate here is actually 4, 2. This coordinate here is 2, 0. The scale here is different to the scale going along. It's kind of been stretched out, right? It's not the same along the x and the y axis. Now, that's not a problem, but you have to be careful, okay? So anyway, how far up is it actually? If I talk about this coordinate here, so if you look at where my mouse cursor is, if you look at the point, right, there and there, that's where we're going to compare. So here I've gone 2 up. You can see that from the y-axis numbers. I've gone 2 up, but I've gone 2 along. And so therefore, the up over the along will be 2 divided by 2, which is 1. What sort of number straight away? Straight away, what sort of number am I going to have? A negative number. Well done, because it's going downhill. So I'm going to put my minus sign in, and now I'm going to have a think, right? So, I don't know, there's a whole number coordinate. I can see that straight away at minus 1, 4, right? So you can just see that straight away. And then the next whole number coordinate is here at 0, 1. So I'm just going to say I've gone 1 along and 3 down. So I've gone 1 along and 3 down. So what's 3 down the same as? Minus 3 up, yes. And so it's minus 3 divided by 1, which is just minus 3. And of course, we know the answer is going to be a minus number anyway, so it's minus 3. So my assumption is that we're going to end up with some like negative fractions and all sorts, so it's going to become quite tricky. But here's another one. In fact, yeah, here's another one where you've got a nice one that just goes 1 along and 3 down. You see that? 1 along and 3 down. Or 2 along and 6 down. So remember, I'm always dividing by the along number. So anyway, if it's gone 3 down and 1 along, it's going to be minus 3 divided by 1, which is just minus 3. So there's another one with just minus 3. So in all these questions, asking about just the gradient. Okay, it's not asking anything else. There are some other things that can be asked about this sort of thing, but not for you right now. I'm going to skip any more if they're unless they're fractions. Okay, that one's not a fraction, so skip. Well, actually, no. In hindsight, that was a fraction. Oh well. Never mind. Anyway, this one looks like it's going to be a fraction. Looks like it's going to be a fraction. So, I'm recording this quite late, by the way. So forgive me for any errors. I don't think I've actually made any apart from just then when I said that one wasn't a fraction. It was just like this one is. Okay. So look here. This is 3 along and 1 up. So what I'm doing is I'm looking to see where the easiest coordinates are, and they're wherever you have whole numbers, right? Or I suppose more specifically, it's where it goes through, literally goes through corners of the squares of the graph paper, right? Those coordinates would both, the x number and the y number would both be whole numbers. And so these are much, much easier to use, right? So here's one, and here's another one, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to say I've gone 3 along and 1 up. Now remember, the up number goes on top. It's 1 up. Whoops. It's 1 on top. The up number is 1 and the along number is 3. So this one has a gradient of 1/3. What about this? Okay, so this looks like it goes 2 along and 3 up. Can you see that? 2 along, 3 up. Could have also started here, for example, right? So 2 along, 3 up. So the up number goes on top and the along number goes on the bottom. So there you go. I'm going to skip them until I get a negative fraction and answer that one and then go on to task 205, okay? Never mind. So, okay, so if any had gone downhill, that would have been it, basically. Right. I already have a video that actually exists where I go through lines like this, so horizontal and vertical lines. I will link it in the description. So I've actually already gone through, not necessarily specifically task 205, but I've already gone through in another video. Admittedly, the audio quality isn't as good, but hopefully you can bear that, where I actually go through these sort of lines. So there'll be a link to that in the description. That's going to end this video, okay? So I'm thinking that, say I get, let's say 50 subscribers. What an absolute wonderful target that is in the world of YouTube. Let's suppose I get 50 subscribers. I will, because we would do this in class, wouldn't we? We'd finish a lesson by playing some Hit the Button. So I will play some Hit the Button and see if I can set a high score. Okay, but I need people to be subscribing so that I don't have to keep sending emails out. Okay, because I'm going to try to use this channel even when we're back at school. Okay. Right, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, send me an email if you have any further questions or if there's anything that I haven't explained well enough. I am happy to either, explain it in an email. It doesn't need to be a video every single time, but if I think a video would be useful, of course, I'll try to find the time to record one. Okay, right. See you later, everyone.